In this video, we will discuss how much you need to pay Immigration Health Surcharge if you are applying for the year 2025 to 2026. Recently, these charges have changed. So let's discuss them one by one. So if you are coming as a student, their dependent, and those on youth mobility scheme, in that case, you need to pay £776 per year for students. If you got the admission in MBA, for example, which is for 2 years, then you need to multiply £776 by 2, and that will be £1,552 for 2 years. When you will apply your student visa, after that, you will pay Immigration Health Surcharge, then you will pay your student fees. Watch this video. I have showed how you can apply student visa, how you can fill the application, and how you can pay Immigration Health Surcharge. This is the complete guidance. You don't need any third person. Everything is on gov.uk. The next one is for visa and immigration applicants who are under the age of 18 at the time of the application. Some people do think that if the applicant is children, let's suppose kids under 18, they don't need to pay, but that is not the case. You still need to pay £776 for child applicants as well. Now let's discuss for the skilled worker visa. If you coming as a skilled worker visa, skilled worker dependent visa, or innovator founder visa, or any other visa, then you need to pay £1,035 per year for all other visas and immigration applications. For example, £3,105 for 3-year visa fee. If you're coming for 4, multiply by this 4. Later on in this video, we will discuss where do you need to pay. Because on some Facebook pages, there are fake website which says that you need to pay Immigration Health Surcharge over here. But those are all scam. You don't pay any fees to anyone. You only pay on gov.uk while submitting your visa application fee. Now let's discuss what if your visa is for 2 years and 3 months or 2 years, 7 months. Then in that case, how it will be calculated. So if your COS for skilled worker visa or CAS for student visa is 6 months or less, in that case, you do not need to pay the surcharge if you are applying from outside the UK for 6 months or less. So for example, you got the visa for 2 years and 3 months. So you will only pay for 2 years, which will be 1,552 for student visa. Now, let's suppose if you are applying from inside the UK, in that case, you will have to pay half the yearly cost. So what do we mean by that? For example, it's £388 for students, their dependents, or under age of 18-year-old. So this 388 is coming from £776 per year. You divide that by 2 and you will pay that. So let's suppose your visa is for 2 years, 3 months. Then you will pay 2 years fees, which will be 1,552 plus £388. In the case when you are applying for student visa. But if you are applying for the dependent visa, skilled worker dependent visa or skilled worker visa, in that case, you need to pay £517.50 if your skilled worker visa is for 2 years, 1 day or 2 years, 2 months. It doesn't matter. Even if it's 1 day extra, you will see the cost addition, which will be £517 will add on your skilled worker visa. So let's suppose your visa is, your COS is for 3 years, 1 month. You will pay £3,105 plus £517.50 in your IHS fees. Now let's discuss what if your COS is 3 years, 7 months. Or 3 years, 9 months. You will pay 3 years IHS fees, which will be £3,105 plus you will pay the full amount, which will be £1,035, because the guidance says wherever you apply from, you will have to pay the cost of the full year. So that is why whenever you are applying or submitting the request for COS, then you need to make sure you do this calculation. Now let's discuss who does not need to pay IHS fees. So if you are applying for ILR, you don't need to pay IHS. If you are applying for health and care worker visa, in that case, you don't need to pay IHS, neither your dependents. If you are applying for EU settlement scheme, or if you are applying for diplomat or a member of visiting armed forces. If you are a dependent of a member of UK armed forces, or if you are a dependent of a member of another country armed forces who is exempt from immigration control. If you are a British overseas territory citizen, residents in the Falkland Islands, you don't need to pay if you are an asylum seeker or applying for humanitarian protection. Or if you are a domestic worker who has been identified as a victim of slavery or human trafficking. If you are applying for discriminatory leave to remain in the UK as someone who has been identified as a victim of slavery, you don't need to pay IHS. If Home Office domestic violence concession applies to you, you don't need to pay. Being made to leave the UK would be against your right under the Article 8. So in that case, you don't need to pay. If you are a S2 visitor healthcare, you don't need to pay if you are eligible for Frontier Work Permit or S1 certificate. If you are a child under 18 who has been taken into care by a local authority, or if you are a civilian employee at NATO, you don't need to pay. If you are applying to stay in the UK as a victim of human trafficking, you don't need to pay. If you are applying to stay in the UK as a stateless person, or if you are applying for the Ukraine extension scheme, you don't need to pay IHS fees. Now let's suppose you have already applied for the student visa and now you wanted to cancel your or withdraw your student visa application, but you have already paid your IHS fees. So the question is, do you need to pay IHS fees again? So the answer is yes. As per the guidance, you will be sent an email with an IHS reference number. This will also be shown on screen when you have paid. You can only use this number once. You will need to get another one if you reapply. So for example, you have applied for skilled worker visa and now you withdraw your application. Later on in this video, we will discuss how you will get the refund as well. But you have to pay again your IHS fees if you wanted to apply for skilled worker visa or student visa again, because you can only use IHS reference number once. Now let's discuss what are the rules for the refund. So as per the gov.uk guidance, you will get full Immigration Health Surcharge refund if you paid the IHS twice for the same visa application. Your visa application is refused. You withdraw your visa application before a decision is made. So let's suppose you got the decision for skilled worker visa and you changed your mind, or you got the decision for student visa and you change your mind. You don't want to come and study in the UK because you already got the student visa and it's you who is not using that visa. In that case, they won't refund you. But further it says you will get partial IHS refund if your visa application successful, but you get less time on your visa than you asked for. So let's suppose you have applied for 2 years of student visa, but because of the decision, the time has taken longer and now you got the decision for 18 months. Now in that case, you will only pay IHS for 18 months. Any dependents on your visa application are refused a visa, you will get their IHS back. So let's suppose in your visa application, you have added one skilled worker visa applicant and 2 dependents. Their visa is refused. You will still pay your IHS fees, but you can get the other IHS fees back. Further, it says you are applying to extend or switch your visa in the UK and you have paid the IHS twice for the same period. Let's suppose you have applied for the skilled worker visa and you got the 5 years of skilled worker visa. Now you are applying for 2 years of skilled worker visa with another company. But since you have already paid, you still need to pay again for your other application. But what will happen? You will get the refund back. If you have paid twice for the same period and that period is 6 months or more, you will get partial refund rounded down to the nearest 6 months. For example, if you have paid twice for 15-month period, you will get refund for 12 months of IHS. Now let's discuss when you will not get the refund. So for example, you will not get a refund if you withdraw your application after your visa is granted. Like we just discussed, if you got the student visa and your plan is changed and you're not coming to UK, and you're going to Australia, let's suppose. But still, you won't get the refund for it. your visa application is successful, but you do not want to come to UK. You leave the UK before your visa ends. For example, to make a new application. Let's suppose you were in the UK for skilled worker visa and now you wanted to leave and come back again. You left UK yourself. They won't give you the refund for it. You have told to leave the UK before your visa expires. For example, your employer's sponsored license got rejected. Now the company license is revoked. If the license is revoked, let's suppose you will get an email that in 60 days you have to leave the UK. But because the Home Office asked you to leave the UK, doesn't mean that Home Office will refund you the IHS fees. You are applying for ILR. So let's suppose you have paid for IHS fees for 3 years. And now after 2 years, your period for the skilled worker of ILR is accomplished. You have already done 5 years in the UK. Now you wanted to apply for ILR and you got the ILR, but it doesn't mean that you will get the IHS back. Further, it says you are switching to another visa which is exempt from the IHS. Let's suppose you are in the UK on skilled worker visa as DevOps engineer and now you are switching to healthcare worker visa. Doesn't mean you will get the IHS back. Further, it says if visa applicant dies in the UK or before arriving, the IHS will not be refunded. Now let's discuss the final part, how long it takes and how to get the refund back. Usually you will get refund within 6 weeks of getting a decision on your visa application. It can take longer if you appeal or ask for administrative review after your application is refused. Let's suppose you got the skilled worker visa refusal and you applied for the administrative review. Administrative review can take up to 1 year or more. Then in that case, you won't get the IHS fees back. Further, the guidance says if you appeal or ask for administrative review, if you applied from inside the UK, you will get your refund up to 6 weeks after your appeal or administrative review is dismissed. From outside the UK, you will get refunded up to 6 weeks after your visa application is refused. You will have to repay the IHS fee if your appeal or administrative review is successful and you have already got your IHS refund. Now let's learn how to get the refund, how to contact them if you're not getting refund. For that, just go on gov.uk. In the search section, just write pay for UK healthcare. Click search, come to this first one, click on this one, then go right at the bottom. It says refunds. Then go down all the way. This says contact UK Visa and Immigration. If your refund is not paid within 6 weeks, you click on this, then contact UK Visa Immigration Help. Start now. Inside the UK or outside the UK, next step, then you have all these questions and you will mention what do you need help with. So in this case, cancelling your visa application and getting a refund. Next step, what is your question about? A refund of the application fee and Immigration Health Surcharge refund. You will select the third one. Next step, get a refund of your Immigration Health Surcharge. Then go down on this page, contact UKVI. Contact UKVI if either you did not receive your refund after 6 weeks. You have two options. Contact UKVI Immigration Online. This will cost you £2.74. You will not be charged for any follow-up email for the same query. But if you go down, it says UK Visa Immigration Contact Center, where they have provided the phone number. The phone number is 0300 790 6268 and you select the option 1. You can phone them anytime, Monday to Friday, 24 hours.